Hey, welcome guys. Tony Porter, Tabletop Baseball Digest. We got 3 innings. We're going to do a middle 3 innings. Looks like I'm in the third here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm in the top of the third. It's 2022 New York Mets against Washington Nationals. They're both 1-1. This is the third game of the series, the opening series of the season. And I wanted to get see how Field Day handles modern baseball, and pretty good so far. Having a lot of fun and using Digital Baseball Digest. I'm sorry, Digital Diamond Baseball, to keep all my stats and to keep my brain, in line from going off the rails. And it's Adon, and his name is John Adon. Joan Adon against Chris Bassett. And that's the best I could do with that name at this moment in time. The infield for the Nats is Franco at third, Michael Franco, Alcides Escobar, Cesar Hernandez, Josh Bell at first base, I believe. Lane Thomas in left, Victor Robles in center, and Juan Soto, still with the Nats in 2022, is in right field. All right, so who's up? It looks like it's Jeff McNeil. McNeil today's 1-for-1, and here's the pitch. And that's a 35 off McNeil's card. It's a line drive and caught by the second baseman, Hernandez. So it's ripped, hit it on the screws, but right at Hernandez. And here's Dominic Smith, still with the Mets. He's bounced all over the league, but he played for about 3, 4, 5 years with the Mets. And the pitch, and a 26, and against a righty. And Adon is a righty, and that is a ground ball up the middle and through into center field, played by Victor Robles, who gets it into Hernandez. So Smith picks up a base hit. Dominic Smith. That's a splits hit, by the way. Next up is Travis Jankowski using the actual lineup. And Smith at first. The 65 is going to be a 5-6 K. We're using his 1 column, and K he's a 2, so it's going to be a fly ball to Robles in center. He's there. And that is 2 outs. Next up is the lefty infielder, versatile, plays all over the infield, Luis Guillorme, longtime Met for about 4, 5, 6 years, and now he's bounced around a little bit as well. But he was always a good Met. He was a good defensive Met. Played wherever they wanted him to play, never complained, and hit a little bit every so often. Got a couple of clutch hits here and there every season. All right, and he's at the plate with Smith at first, and Adon gets the sign from Adams, and here's the pitch, and that is a 24, and a swing and a miss, chases a high fastball, and strikes out for the third out of the inning. Here come the Nats against Chris Bassett. 3-1, by the way. Mets are up 3-1, 3-6-0 for the Mets, 1-2-0 for the Nats. Here's Victor Robles. Doesn't hit very much since this time. 2022 has been traded away. They gave him a shot. He played center field for them for a while, but he ended up batting .224 in 2022 in 132 games. So just could not hit. Didn't have much power and could not hit for average. Didn't walk very much. His on-base percentage was .273. So a free swinger. Here's the pitch from Bassett. Bassett is also on his 1 stuff. That's a 44, and a 44 will be a 4-6 base on balls. But no, it's going to be a bouncer to the first baseman, Smith. He steps on the bag and 1 away. The lineup turns over, and it's Cesar Hernandez. Chris Bassett gets the sign from McCann. The infield for the Mets is Guillorme at third, Lindor at short, McNeil at second, and Smith at first. In the outfield from left to right, it's Jankowski in left, Nimmo, and Marte in right. Here's the pitch, and a 23 will be a swing and a miss. Got him on the curveball. Bassett throws about 20 different pitches. has a very competitive curveball as well. Here is Soto, Juan Soto, steps in the box, and he puts on a show. Every at bat is a show. Fun guy to watch for sure. He is with the Mets now. Here's the pitch, and a 15, and that's ball 4. Picks up a walk, has a very good eye. Extremely good eye, and takes a base on balls. His on-base percentage was over 400. Hit 40 some odd home runs last year with the Yankees in Yankee Stadium. Nelson Cruz. Nelson Cruz today's 1 for 1. A double and a run scored. And he's a right-handed hitter against Bassett. They're playing him straight away in the outfield. And Lindor and Guillorme on the pull side. And here goes the pitch. And that's going to be a 53. That's going to be a range check. A 53 is, left fielder. Could Jankowski be an A left fielder? I doubt it. I haven't seen an A yet. I've seen some C's. I think I've seen a B, but Jankowski in left field is going to be a terrible left fielder. He's an A in center field. Holy smokes. Got to use him in center. And that's going to drop in for a base hit. And that'll be, they'll stop Soto at second base. So Nelson Cruz with a little dunker that drops in front of Jankowski in left, could not reach it. And here is Josh Bell, big power hitter. Did not have a good season in 2022. Hit 14 home runs and 440 plate appearances. 24 doubles, 3 triples. 301 average, though. Did bat over 300. So 2 men on, 2 out. We're in the bottom of the third. And Bassett gets the sign from McCann. He's pitching from the stretch at this point. And here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 25. A 25 is an interesting roll because here we have a triple catcher interference and hit by pitch and then a line out. So let's see what I roll. And I'll show you. I'll tell you what that is. Here's a pitch. Here's the roll. It's a 41. So up to wrong card. Up to 22 would be a triple. From 22 to 32, it's a catcher interference. Up to 55, which that falls there in that range, is going to be a hit by pitch. So he gets plunked, and that's going to load the bases. And we can see on the replay that it barely moves his shirt. But he does get the base on balls, and that's going to bring up a guy named Lane Thomas, who batted .241 with 17 home runs in 146 games, basically a whole season as a starter. He plays left field. Lane Thomas. Not sure if he's still with the Nats. They moved a lot of players. So Bassett now has got a little pressure with the bases loaded and 2 outs. He needs a big pitch here to get Lane Thomas. And Bassett gets the sign from McCann. And from the set, here it is. And that's going to be a base hit. And is it going to be an error? It's knocked down by the second baseman, McNeil. Now McNeil is going to try to throw it. And he may commit an error. Let's see where McNeil is. There he is. From second base, his throwing error rating is a 15. So if I roll a 15 or less, nope. So he does not throw it. Thinks better of it. Holds on to the ball. Only a 1-run advance here. So it's an S with a single star. That means it's a 1-run advance. 1 run comes in. It's 3-2 now. And next up will be Franco. Michael Franco. And bases are loaded, 2 outs. Bassett gets the sign from McCann and the pitch. And that's a 42, which is a bouncer to the second baseman, McNeil. He will flip to Lindor, and that ends the inning. A G4-6. So Bassett limits the damage. And Mets are up here in the top of the 4th. Super easy game to play, as you can see. No charts necessary. Just played straight off the card. So it's going to be Brandon Nimmo leading. Oh no, it's going to be James McCann. James McCann was the last batter on the line. He bats ninth against Adon. And Adon still has a little bit of stuff left. So we'll do that. And here's the pitch. 34. Adon with a 1. His hit is a 3. So this goes 4-6. So it's going to be a ground ball up the middle. And Hernandez gets there, sets, sidearms it to first in time to get the slow-footed McCann. Went away. Brandon Nimmo, left-handed hitter. And Adon winds and deals. And that's going to be a 16, which will be a ground ball in the hole to the right side. And Hernandez gets there, back on his feet, over to first and in time. So 2 assists for the second baseman. And now it is an outstanding athlete. Has a great arm. Starling Marte was a key player for Pittsburgh in all those years that the Pittsburgh Pirates were competing. You know, they're at the top of their division. He was on that team, and the Mets picked him up, and I think so far he's still on the team this year. That's going to be his 3rd year. He signed a 3-year contract with the Mets, and he will be facing Don here. He bats from the right side, has good speed, stole 18 bases in 27 attempts. In 2024, he even had a better stealing percentage. I think he was caught like 2 times or something like that out of 30 steals or something like that. Anyway, here's the pitch to Marte with 2 outs and nobody on. And that's a 44, which will be a ground ball to Bell. And he's going to flip to the pitcher covering and just gets Marte, the speedy Marte, by half a step. A 3-1 put out. And that ends the inning for the Mets. We go to the top of the 5th. The bottom of the 4th. With Escobar up. Alcides Escobar. He was shortstop for the Royals in that 2015 World Series Royals team. The pitch from Bassett is going to be a 32, and Bassett is with a 2-hit, and that will be a base hit for Escobar. So he's on at first. Leadoff single, and that is the 5th hit allowed by Bassett. Next up is Riley Adams. Riley Adams with 5 home runs in 155 plate appearances. The pitch. And that's going to be a 65, which will be a fly ball. Center field, Nimmo, a couple steps to his right, squeezes it for out number 1. And here comes Victor Robles. He bats from the right side. 224 hitter in 2022, and the pitch, and that's a 25. Up to 15, it's a triple. Up to 64, it's probably going to be a hit. Yep, it's going to be plunk. Gets plunked in the back. Ouch. And the trainer's going to come out and check to see how he's doing. And he's going to take first base. That puts 2 men on with 1 out and flips the lineup card with Juan Soto coming up. I'm sorry, with Cesar Hernandez coming up. What happens to Hernandez? Oh, there he is. Okay. He's up here. Cesar Hernandez with 2 men on. Hernandez batted .246. Played the whole season for the Nats in 2022. And the pitch from Bassett. And it's a 51. Potential error on the first baseman, Dominic Smith. So we will have to check out Smith here. Dominic Smith made no errors, so he will, let's see, a 51. It's a possible DP. Let's see Dominic Smith's arm. He's an average arm, so I believe it's a 1 or a 2, and I'll double check. It's a 4, so it's going to be a 3-6 fielder's choice. So it's to Smith, goes to Lindor for 1, back to Smith, not in time. Cesar Hernandez hustles and beats the throw back to first base. So it's going to be a fielder's choice, a 3-6 fielder's choice, and that puts runners on the corners for the Nats in the bottom of the 4th inning with Soto coming up. Shouldn't have used that. These two I want to keep track of where I am, because you have 6 choices here, and you roll a D6 at the beginning of the game, and that puts the pitcher it gives the pitcher a certain rating. So the pitcher's not always on the same rating. He has good days and bad days. All right, so here's Soto and the pitch by Bassett, who's been struggling as of late. A 62 may be a strikeout, and he swings and misses and strikes out Soto to end the inning. Big K for Bassett. So he's had a rough third and fourth here. The Nats trail by 1 run, 3-2. And we go to the top of the fifth. Lindor is going to lead off. Here's Adon with the pitch, and that's a snake eyes, a drive down the line. That's a fair ball into the corner. Soto is going to play it off the wall. Digging for second is Lindor, and Lindor is safe with a leadoff double. Francisco Lindor smashes one into the right field corner, and Soto played it well off the carom, and good strong throw to Escobar at second, but Lindor slid right under the tag. And he beat the throw. So here's Alonso now. Alonso's got a home run and 2 RBIs today. He's 1 for 2. I believe he's got 2 home runs on the season so far in this series. He's hit two home runs, and I'll double check that by looking quickly at the box score, which it will tell me. Yep, that's his second. He hit his second home run today, so he's got off to a pretty good start. Here's Pete Alonso. We could walk Pete Alonso and pitch to the next batter, McNeil, a lefty. We'll see. We're gonna pitch to Alonso. Let's see what happens. And the pitch, and that's going to be a 36, which will be a potential double, but it will not be a double. It's going to be a line drive to center field. An L8, and holding at second base will be Lindor. And next up is McNeil, Jeff McNeil, with 1 out and 1 on, and Don gets the sign from Adams, and here's the pitch. And 34 is going to be a potential base hit, but with the one, his hit is a 3, so it's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop, who will look Lindor back to second. So G6 with the runner on second holding, R2H. And Dominic Smith. So it's a little language you got to learn to use Digital Diamond Baseball. But I picked it up much faster, and I think they made some tweaks and modifications. I remember playing it a few years ago, and it was a little rough. I didn't really give it a chance. This time I gave it more of a chance, and I'm very, very happy with it. I really love Replay Baseball, but they just don't have some seasons. And that's the issue. I have about 15 seasons, but they don't have all the seasons that I like, especially in the late 80s. And there's things that Digital Diamond Baseball does. It seems like the rosters are more complete. I have to compare the replay rosters with the Digital Diamond rosters for 76. That was a season that I had a rough time. It seemed like the Yankees never had more than 2 relievers available. And I can't believe that's possible. I just can't believe it. It could be true, but I'm going to double check that. So Adon now with Lindor at second base and 2 outs, and up comes Dominic Smith. That's right, Dominic Smith today is 1 for 1 with an intentional walk, or 1 base on balls. No intentional walk, just the base on balls. And he's ready to face Adon. He is a lefty hitter with decent power. He blasted. He didn't hit any home runs that season, 2022. And batted only 194. He struggled with the Mets in 2022. Here's the pitch. That's why he's gone. He was gone in 2023. That's a 51. So that's going to be a fly ball. Potential error on Robles in center. So we're going to have to take a quick look at Robles, which I can here. Hold on. That's the Mets. So let's look at Robles. Lane Thomas. No, I don't have Robles here. Oh, yeah, there he is. Robles is going to be a potential error of throwing error. It's not a throwing error. It's going to be a 25. So if we roll a 25, he will hit the ball. Nope, he makes a nice running catch to end the inning. F8. All right. So we go, the last inning I'm going to show you here. This is just a quick 3-inning demo. And it's Nelson Cruz. And Bassett is set at 70 pitches. He can go 100, and that's going to be a 21, which will be a check swing. The check with the first base umpire, and he rings him up. Strikeout for Bassett, and Cruz is not feeling it, not happy with that call by the first base umpire. Next up is Josh Bell with one out here in the bottom of the fifth. The pitch by Bassett's going to be a 35, and that's going to be a hard hit line drive right to Smith at first base. Dominic Smith in the right place at the right time to snag that line out. So it's an L3. And we go to Lane Thomas now. Lane Thomas is ready, bats from the right side. Here's the pitch from Bassett, and it's going to be a snake eyes, and that's going to be a fly ball right field. On the run is Marte, and Marte with the catch. A fantastic catch by Marte in right field towards the right field gap. And Nimmo congratulates him out there. Marte read it well right off the bat and was able to catch up to it. So that's a fly ball right field, and that ends the inning. And we go to the top of the sixth. Score is Mets 3 and the Washington Nationals 2. Remember to like and subscribe.